Imagine a land where the sun reigns supreme, where modernity rises from the desert, and where one of the world's richest countries meets the stillness of ancient traditions. Where expat modern lifestyle live in harmony with traditional conservative Muslim lifestyle. A place where you're not allowed to swear or hold hands in public, but can lounge almost naked together at the beach. A place where sex before marriage is banned, but dating exists. And getting pregnant out of wedlock means jail time. A place with free healthcare and zero tax on your income. This dream paradox is located in the Middle East, and it's called Qatar. Though small in size, Qatar is a country of paradoxes. Quiet and vast deserts stretch beyond the city limits, yet within the capital, Doha, life buzzes with ambition. With a population of about 3 million, only a fraction, around 10%, are Qatari citizens. The rest, a global blend of cultures from India, Nepal, the Philippines, Egypt, Nigeria, Canada, Kenya, United States, and beyond. Qatar isn't your average country. It's one of the richest in the world, thanks to its colossal natural gas reserves. Its GDP per capita, over $70,000. But the wealth here isn't flaunted with frenzy. There's a calm, deliberate pace to daily life, although there's no shortage of big fancy SUVs like Toyota Land Cruiser, Lexus, Land Rover on the roads. The streets are spotless. The crime rate, among the lowest globally. There's no personal income tax, and education and healthcare are free for citizens. Public healthcare is also free for everyone living in the country. You could give birth for free at a public hospital with state-of-the-art facilities. However, there are many private hospitals and educational institutions in Qatar for those who choose to go that route. Life here is both luxurious and structured, an oasis of order. Living standards are high, at least for some. Qatari citizens enjoy spacious luxury villas, subsidized utilities, and state support. Expatriates, it depends. Some enjoy free housing and education and utility just like the Qatari, depending on your work package. In places like the Pearl or West Bay, luxury apartments offer sea views and smart home systems. But far from downtown, in places like Education City, teachers and school admins live in fancy community housing for free, and even farther, thousands live in shared labor accommodations with simpler means. In Qatar, where you live says a lot about who you are. With one of the most powerful passports in the Arab world, Qatari citizens enjoy visa-free travel to over 100 countries. For most people, though, life in Qatar is about opportunity. Millions come here to work in construction, retail, aviation, education, healthcare, and tech. It wasn't always like this. Before oil, Qatar was a pearl diving nation, small villages, harsh living. But the discovery of gas transformed it into a powerhouse. Now Qatar is home to futuristic cities. It spent over $200 billion preparing for the 2022 FIFA World Cup, the most expensive in history. Stadiums, metro lines, and luxury hotels rose in the desert. And yes, the entire city of Lusail was built from scratch. Qatar balances tradition with technology. Camel racing, a beloved tradition, now uses robot jockeys. Yes, robots controlled by remote, dressed in silks. This is the blend of old and new you'll find here. In places like the Souk Waqif, one of the most iconic and vibrant traditional market in the heart of Doha, where you can find traditional clothes, handcrafted souvenirs, pets and birds, spices, perfumes, different restaurants, street food and cafes. It's hold events like Falcon Show, parades and street performances. Society in Qatar is conservative but evolving. Sharia law guides the legal system, yet malls feature international brands, and cafes are filled with people from every walk of life. Women drive, study, work, and increasingly lead. Education is a national priority. In Education City, global universities like Carnegie Mellon, Georgetown, and Northwestern have campuses. Here, students study politics, medicine, engineering, and English. And then there's the brunch. Yes, brunch in Qatar is a phenomenon. Every Friday, luxury hotels compete to serve the most lavish spreads. It's not just a meal, it's an event. Friends gather, families dress up, dishes from all over the world, Turkish, Italian, Thai, Lebanese, including westernized meals like burgers and pizzas, pile high. And when the sun blazes outside, brunch becomes a cool indoor escape where people enjoy music and dancing while eating. And because these brunches are often packed with expats, alcohol is allowed. Weekends are simple but meaningful. Qataris often head to the desert, to camp, cook over open fires, and ride dune buggies. It's a return to roots and a moment of peace under the stars. Weekend in Qatar starts Thursday and ends on Saturday. Workdays are Sunday to Thursday. This will feel weird at first, but you'll get used to it. Qatar looks like a sci-fi future. Driverless metros, air-conditioned outdoor streets, even floating hotels. And yet at its heart, life is deeply personal. Family matters. Hospitality is sacred. Coffee is shared slowly, with dates and quiet conversation. Qatar invests heavily in culture, museums, art festivals, and preservation of its Arabic heritage. The country may be modern, but it has not forgotten where it came from. Living here isn't without challenges. Temperatures soar to 50 degrees Celsius during the summer months. For this reason, almost all buildings are properly air-conditioned, including some public parks and outdoor bus stops. It barely rains. Food is imported, but not scarce. Although you may not find everything you're used to sometimes. Alcohols are not easily accessible. You'll need a license to buy alcohol at a designated location, or you can go to some bars and hotels with license to sell alcohol. However, you can only drink there and can't take it out. Because Qatar is rooted in Islamic custom and tradition, gender segregation is common in many aspects of public and private life. However, it's important to note that the degree of separation varies. Some places are strictly segregated while others are mixed or more flexible, especially in expat settings. Most healthcare facilities are not segregated, but some are. Some gyms are segregated or offer separate women hours. Restaurants and malls are not segregated. Beaches are not segregated but may have women day or section. However, it is worth noting that Qatar is relatively flexible compared to some of its neighboring countries like Saudi Arabia. Because of it, conservative laws and cultural norms, dating among expats in Qatar exist, but it happens discreetly and mostly behind closed doors or private settings. Public display of affections is prohibited, and intimacy outside marriage can lead to legal issues, so people are often very careful. Holding hands, hugging, and kisses are prohibited, although it is not uncommon nowadays to find couples holding hands. Cohabitation is prohibited for unmarried couples, although thanks to the legal reforms around FIFA 2022, authorities are a bit lenient with expat. Pregnancy outside or marriage is highly prohibited and can lead to jail time or deportation. Some expats discreetly use dating apps such as Tinder, Bumble, and Muslima. Qatar is turning its desert into green, with massive investments in desalination and vertical farming. There are a lot of green public parks for picnic with playgrounds and workout paces. The world knows Qatar for Al Jazeera, its global media voice. But it's also becoming a tech hub, drawing startups and AI companies into special economic zones. Qatar hosts numerous global science events yearly to promote science and technology. Faith is central to life. Islam guides daily routines, from prayer calls to Friday gatherings at the mosque. But tolerance exists here too. Churches, temples, and expats live in harmony with Qatari traditions. In a place called Religious Complex, you'll find churches and temples. While the elite shop in designer boutiques, many others live humbler lives. Life in Qatar varies greatly by who you are, where you work, or where you're from. Despite the wealth, the skyscrapers, and the shimmer, life in Qatar remains rooted in rhythm. Family, faith, food, tradition. Night culture is big here. Because of it, weather people tend to start life in the evening into the midnight and beyond. Public parks are often packed with family picnics at night. And for many, that's enough. Qatar is not just a country. It's a contradiction. A calm whirlwind. A futuristic desert. And if you come here, don't just look up at the towers. Listen to the silence in the sand. Because in Qatar, life flows like the wind, quiet, steady, and always moving forward. Please let us know which information surprises you the most and if there's any other information you'll like to know. And don't forget to share and subscribe to our channel for more journey around the world. See you in the next video. Until then, stay curious, stay adventurous,